Hello, chat room. We are here. We got King Shadow, Dwayne, Lucius, what's up, Leon, Jeff M, BM, Matt, Quentin, Danny Marrero, Thunders Productions, all the members in the house, Flyer. Who else do we got here? Liquor Sandwich says, what's up, guys? Get hype. Get fucking hype. Mr. Patriot, what's going on? Heretic Anthem, what is going on? All right, so we are in here today to discuss, well, we actually have some new stuff to talk about. I know. Holy shit. It's been a while. Zach Taft, what's going on? Yeah, it's been a while since we've gotten some news. So now we can discuss some stuff. Now, I just put out a video called The 5 Essentials for Separate Ways. I was working on that last night into today. So, obviously, check that out later. If you haven't watched it, I put it up like just before I got everything ready here for the stream. So, yes, it's a good problem to have with some busyness. And hell yeah, I had to bring out the old OST. Use the upgrade ticket you bought for the DLC access? I don't know, BM. We'll talk about that. I'll kind of talk about my 5 essentials and kind of bounce off the chat a little bit. We'll be talking Separate Ways and RE4 DLC tonight. So definitely pile in. Smash the like button as always. And put your question, in the chat, and I'll read through everything. Good to see everyone's here. Jake's here as well. Leon prefers original over remake, but he'll still check it out. Can't wait for the new version of Wesker. Yes. Yeah, I mean, to each their own. I know people like the original over the remake, vice versa. The old DLC, this DLC. Let me correct myself. Originally, it wasn't DLC. It was just on the disc. After the GameCube version, it was not on that version. PS2 version onward. And it's just kind of funny because, I had to make a video saying that the DLC wasn't free because I feel like a lot of people got confused with how it was announced. And so from the press release, it was $9.99. So it's official, but that's not bad for $10. But yeah, State of Play yesterday was fun. Streamed it with Perry. So thank you again, Perry, for coming on and streaming that with me. And yeah, we got the news break for Resident Evil 4 DLC. Is dropping less than a week, literally 6 days, which is wild. So yeah, my schedule's basically completely set just around this. And hopefully, my fingers are crossed that because I am a Capcom creator, I'm going to see if I can get it early and work on a review for you guys and also just stream it for you guys, if I get early access. So hopefully, I'm not going to make an event or anything. I'm not going to know until I see it in my email if it comes through on Wednesday or early Thursday. So you guys might be asking, well, Anthony, when are you going to play it? When are you going to live stream it? I will be doing that probably Wednesday or Thursday. I just don't know a time. But again, I'm just going to keep myself open for those dates. And of course, I want to review it. I want to talk about it. And I want to play it a bunch of times. You know what I mean? I really want to dive into it like we did RE4 Remake, the main game, and played it a bunch of times. And yeah. Maybe you can upgrade the grapple hook or the upgrade, says Danny. Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully we have something like that. I kind of talked about that too. If you can't upgrade Ada's weapons, it would be a little bit of a bum out. Sorry. I've been talking and narrating and doing a bunch of shit all night and morning, so my voice is a little not shot, but yeah, I've been talking a lot, so I got to jump on here and talk some more, and that's fine. That's what we do here. I like this Wesker better, says Danny. Okay. I hope they show Ada survived Raccoon City. I don't know if they'll go that deep or that far back, but I mean, I agree. It would be cool to see. Lucius says, I love the build-up, the talks leading up to new RE Games DLC, sometimes more than the actual game itself. Well, that's what's fun about it, Lucius, is we get to kind of discuss it, have some theories, speculate a little bit, have some fun with it. But once we're presented, like, hardcore facts and hard evidence that stuff's coming out and we get a trailer, we can start talking about it and breaking it down. Dissecting that stuff is probably my favorite, and obviously doing stuff like this where people are invested and we can just kind of talk about stuff. And we got 54 people in here, only 21 likes, so smash that like button. That helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, we are gonna, have a good time next week covering this thing. And yeah, I really hope that people tune in and stay tuned for a bunch more of the coverage here. What the updates is released that improves the game, more like performance and bugs. I think as far as performance and bugs, I think a lot of those updates were already rolled out, unless there's something else that they have to fix in the main game. But I think at this point, especially with going back and playing it recently, I mean, it seems to run smooth as hell. No problems on the Series X. So, and when I played it on the PlayStation 5 as well, there wasn't any problems. So, do I think U3 will be in the DLC? Well, I hope so. I really hope so. I would like to think that he'd be in there. And that kind of goes into my essentials, but I'll get to them in a little bit here. I wonder if Wesker, the arm will be messed up in red like the leaked character. Maybe he has some cool powers that will lead into RE5. Yeah, I wonder, right? Because a lot of people were saying that it was for, a canceled spinoff, or it was a canned, art work that they didn't use, or maybe they do use it. I mean, we haven't really seen Wesker in that way yet. We've just seen him sitting down. But I agree, like, if they showed something towards Wesker to lead into RE5, that'd be cool. Most importantly, try to wrap up Ada's ending, and so we can kind of see what happens. Yeah, I know the build-up was great, but the game was yikes. Yeah, Leon, exactly. It's like, it's always great when there's, new stuff to talk about. I really hope we can get some upgrades. So, yeah, there's a lot that go into kind of my essentials, and I'll discuss them here, and I'm curious, like, what you guys, obviously I have a video out that kind of goes through it, but now that this is a live stream, kind of just shooting the shit with you guys, I'll be able to kind of go in a little bit further off the cuff and reading your comments as well. Okay, well, we see different sections, hopefully. Hope so. I don't see why not. We did get a look at that in the original Separate Ways, where they kind of had different little sections for Ada mixed in with the normal sections. That'd be really cool. The truck scene when you go to the castle and you have to shoot it, I bet Ada did that because you see it destroyed on the side. Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to connect everything and what she does that leads into everything else. That's the best part, is kind of seeing her side from her perspective, and that's why I'm happy they kept, the Separate Ways, and they kept doing this. Yeah, I mean, as far as DC Douglas, like, I don't know if he is union or not, but that's kind of who they go with now as far as their actors. So, considering how wild RE4 was, says Eric, I think we're good hands for Separate Ways. All I want is a longer campaign with Ada. Hopefully we'll have a campaign that's like probably a couple hours long, 2 to 4 hours. You could probably shave it down quickly as you get better at it, obviously, but 6 hours long? I don't know. I mean, I don't know about that, but I guess we'll see, Ken Wolf. I guess we'll see. Let's see. It's Weskin time. What's up, Matt? Back from the dead. What's up? Lucia says, how long do we think the DLC will be? Worried about that $9.99 might only be 1 to 2 hours. I'm guessing maybe 3 to 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours maybe. But again, people can probably chop it down to 2, so it could be 2 hours. Um, Different outfits for her to unlock. That'd be cool. Hopefully, we get some kind of OG dress from RE4, or we can have her RE2 stuff. That'd be really cool. But yeah, so there's a Reddit leak. Oh, well, take it with a grain of salt, my friend. But we'll see. I know there is going to be a gameplay video on Monday. So as I leave you guys with this live stream when this wraps up, I'm going to be on here for a couple of hours talking to you guys. So I'm not going anywhere. But on Monday, yes, Capcom did say there will be a gameplay video that is coming out, and we'll be able to watch it, break it down, and do all that stuff. So, yeah, it needs to be long if we're going to pay $10 for it. Well, yeah, I mean, I think there'll be some length on it. I don't think people have to be worried about that. If it is 6 hours, great. But that 6 hours, again, can also be, done a lot faster depending on the person playing and how well you get to familiarize yourself with everything. If I can talk today. You plan on streaming the OG Separate Ways before its release? Yes, Lucius. That's my plan. So I plan on playing it on possibly Tuesday. I would say Monday, but because the gameplay video and stuff's coming out Monday, I feel like I have to focus on getting a video done for that and content done for that. So possibly on Tuesday, which may be the day before I'm able to play it. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Just chilling, playing games. Got a few days off from work. Wish they already dropped Separate Ways. Yeah, I know, right? Right on the off weekend. Well, it's cool. We don't got to wait that long. It's a week away, so I'm really happy about that. Okay. Would there be a new mode and maps for mercenaries? I don't know. Hopefully new maps, but they didn't say anything. What did they show in the key art here? Behind Ada and Wesker, it looks like you see a part of the island where they show that like screenshot and it says September 21st. So I wonder if that's what it is. If it's like another part of the island. Is it a water world type level? I don't know. But yeah, I wonder if we're going to get a new map because, yeah, 3 maps. I wish they had at least another one in there because the OG had 4. Amy, what's going on? Hope you're well, girl. We got Jeff M. Says it would be nice if it was at least 3 or 4 hours long. Shadow of Rose was 20 and about 3 hours. Yeah. Yep. And then within that 20, they wanted to justify it with the Mercs updates and the third-person mode. So those weren't free updates. Or no, the third-person mode is a free update. Mercenaries and Shadows of Rose they made you pay for. So yeah, maybe it balances out somewhere. Man, remember those classic PlayStation magazines? I remember them like yesterday, seeing them Resident Evil ones. Yes, I do have a bunch of PlayStation magazines. I have a bunch of demo discs. I love collecting that stuff. It's just part of my childhood as well. So you should play the HD Project Separate Ways since they added Pro Mode to it. Did they really? That's actually really cool. I guess I'm going to have to get an update for that, right? I'm going to have to get the latest version. Or if anything, I could just play Separate Ways in normal. But if there is a professional mode, that'll be very different to play. So yeah, maybe I got to go and do some digging and find that current RE4 HD version, and then just get all my stuff reinstalled. Because I know every time you got to uninstall it and then reinstall it and then put the files back. So I can do it. I'll just have to find the current update because I got the one that came out after the first one, whatever update that was, which I think made you like silence. You could silence Ashley's armor and stuff like that. The water map, yeah, that'd be cool. Water World would be awesome. Yeah, exactly. Her getting infected. Yeah, Jake, I'm going to get into that too because it's going to be completely different with her getting infected this time. That's something that they're trying different. So, yeah, the water level will be awesome, Ken. They added a third person too to Shadows of Rose. Well, yeah, it just started as third person. So like Shadows of Rose was third person by default, and then they added the update. Old school gaming magazines were goated. Yes. Yes, they are. Excited to see the new parry and melee animations for Ada. Yeah, I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, so let's get into it. Now that everyone's in here and we got about 65 people in here, which is awesome. Smash that like button. We got 36 likes. Keep hitting that like button if you haven't. And thanks for being here. And yeah, so as far as my essentials, I put them in 5. And, you know, I thought about it, and I was thinking about it last night when I was writing the script, and just like really what I wanted to see. And of course, with what we were talking about before with the upgrades. So yes, number 5, include upgrades for Ada Wong in Separate Ways. In the original Resident Evil 4, there was no upgrades. And it was just, well, for Separate Ways. I know there's upgrades in the game, but you know what I mean. You would go to the merchant, the gun would have a predetermined set, and that's what you got. Pump action shotgun, blacktail, the bolts, you know, everything like that. Now we have a knife that we have to worry about, and we have a grapple hook that, of course, is going to be utilized a lot more because it can also be used as a defense weapon. So I wonder what, you know, ends up happening with the upgrades. I'd like the arsenal to pretty much be the same. We already saw the blacktail in the screenshot. We did see the pump action shotgun with the handle on her back when she was riding on the island in the jet ski. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff that they could easily do, and I know it's short, and I know that it's, you know, you might be thinking, well, what's the point? You know, it's very short. It's not the same length as Leon's main game, so why have upgrades? Well, because I feel like you should be able to just upgrade what you want, even if we don't get a full arsenal. And, you know, I'm not expecting side missions and all this shit with her, even though that would be really cool if we get side missions. But I didn't really add side missions to my essential because I know that this has to kind of be a few hours long. But I think having upgrades is a really good feature for her because, yeah, I just kind of felt like something was missing with that. And we know you're going to have to repair your knife. And potentially the grapple hook could be either upgraded or repaired if you use it for melees and stuff. Because it says in the press release that, you know, it could be used to go from building to building and drop down. But you can also, like, start a melee from, like, far away. So I wonder if she just, like, zip lines herself and just kicks them, you know? Because we already saw her kind of zip lining around El Gigante and just stabbing the parasite. So that's one thing that I feel might be a little more present. Have, you know, and hey, why not? Like, if there's some, you know, additional side stuff that we can find, that'll be cool. But I don't expect him to leave a bunch of quests and stuff for Ada because she's probably more behind the scenes in the background, you know? But yeah, I really just think, like, the weapons in Separate Ways, you know, they could be very, you know, it doesn't have to be a full arsenal, but just have it like how you did it before, and you can add the explosive bolts and stuff like that. So that'll be really cool. Yeah, just do it. Why not? You know, and the grapple hook's going to be awesome because we're probably going to be able to use it a lot more. So, because it was very limited in the original, like you would use it for, you know, to get on rooftops and stuff for certain parts to jump over. But you never used it for melee other than what we saw in the cutscene for her. So, but that's it. As far as, I'm going to see what some of you guys are saying here. You think Ada is more fleshed out in the remake title? She's grown on me more since the original. I think just about the same, honestly. But I think how they do Separate Ways will definitely make me kind of answer that a little more clear because I really loved her in the original Separate Ways. I love her dialogue between cutscenes. I like hearing things from her perspective, so I really want them to keep that the same. Can't wait to watch this. Maybe something interesting will be included, not the same like the old one. Yeah, we'll see, Amy. I would assume that there is going to be something in it for us because that ending with her, betraying Wesker's orders basically and holding the pilot at gunpoint, that's completely different. So that's another thing that's all my essentials that I'll get to. Ken says, do you think there'll be Silent Hill 2 at Tokyo Game Show? Probably not, but I would like them to show some more Silent Hill 2. Kendo Gunshop, what's up? Eric says she seems more fleshed out character in the remakes. He agrees with Eric, although I still like the OG. Yeah, I still like both. BM's asking about Assignment Ada. That's probably just going to be scrapped or not even brought up because, Assignment Ada was just kind of like a what-if side story, and I think Separate Ways kind of just, made it canon, obviously. Assignment Ada is not canon. So Separate Ways is there to kind of balance that out. But they extended Separate Ways to 7 to 10. Oh, man. That'd be killer. They're not going to do that, Thunders, but I wish. Christian, what's up? I wonder if one who set the bomb off in the tower in the village. Well, yeah. I mean, we'll probably see that, right? Yeah, they might be adding U3. That'd be really cool. Order 2 games off eBay from 100% feedback guy. One was burned on the top label and one was cracked. Video is coming. What the hell? No way. That's crazy, man. I'm sorry. That's such a shitty thing to deal with after having to work today and stuff. Then you got to deal with that shit. Then I got to deal with fucking eBay and PayPal and all that shit. Kendo's right. Smash that like button, guys, as you're coming in. Beauty, what's going on? Jeff M says, I'd like to see RE9 next. I really love the remakes, but I want the new original story. Or perhaps they're coming out with Rev 3. That could be really cool to do another remake. Well, yeah, I think RE9 and RE5 are probably going to be the two that they're working on as we speak, and they'll obviously keep bouncing back and forth. So, well, what's up, Harry's? Thanks for coming in. But yeah, sorry to hear about that shit, man. That sucks. No one wants to deal with that. Yeah, so where was I with my essentials? Okay, yeah, so upgrading needs to be there. No matter what, I think the upgrading needs to be there. As far as the second or the fourth one, I should say, the fourth essential for me is more Luis. Yes, Luis has to be essential in this because, as we know, at the end of the trailer, Ada is infected in Separate Ways. This was not the case in the original Resident Evil 4. Luis is the one that has obviously worked with the Plagas and was hired by Sadler to work on the island and to study everything, to pretty much reverse engineer everything so it could work in their favor. And he also knows how to remove everything with the machine that's in his lab, right? So Leon and Ashley need to use this machine, just like in the original. But as we know, Luis and Ada have been in contact through email, and they've discussed they discussed the whole whether or not she's able to actually get a piece of the sample and get him out of there. That was kind of the deal. And in the original anyway, I don't know how they're going to spin it here, but Luis is a crucial role in especially now Separate Ways, because when we see Ada at the end of Resident Evil 4 Remake, does she look infected? No, she looks completely fine. So we assume, as now that we're seeing this trailer, that she must have found the machine that Leon and Ashley went on and removed the parasite. That's the only way that she would have gotten it out there. So Luis does have a bigger presence in the remake, which is amazing. That's one of my favorite things about the remake. I loved his character. I love his voice actor. I like that we got an extended section. Now, obviously, we know Krauser takes him out, but for Ada's sake, even if he's not around when Ada needs to get to that machine or get to that lab, if I can talk today, gets to that lab, that's probably what happens, even after the fact. If Luis dies and Ada knows that she has to get to his lab in time, because we see her holding him at gunpoint in the trailer, and he says, look, I'm just trying to help someone, then they kind of explain, because at the end of the trailer, he says, yeah, I see what's in your eyes. It's, you're already infected. I know what that looks like. So I feel like that conversation is going to immediately lead to her trying to find the cure and, her back's kind of up against the wall with the timer that's kind of ticking of like, okay, I'm going to turn, because we saw what happened with Leon when, he was pretty much on death's doorstep, walking through, to the lab and seeing the visions and everything like that. So little things that they add in there that is so cool. But this time, maybe her getting infected is why she does the heel turn at the end for Wesker. She doesn't go, with Wesker. She just, completely goes rogue at that point. But Luis is essential, and I would love to see them team up with each other. Maybe another section where it's two you guys versus whatever, like a boss or multiple enemies. That would be really cool, kind of like how Leon and Luis teamed up. It could be Ada and Luis. So that's another one that is on my essentials list. And maybe Luis can help you fight U3, which is on my third on the list here. Bring back the U3 cage fight. A lot of people were talking about this because this is like, I guess when people talk about cut content in Resident Evil 4, this definitely always gets brought up. People were upset that U3 was cut out with the cage fight. I didn't really care too much in the main game. Like, I didn't feel like the fight not being there affected, my overall experience with the game. Or overall, I was like, oh man, they should have had it in there. To be honest with you, with how everything was kind of laid out and layered, I was fine with it not being in there. I mean, I thought, okay, they can always bring him around in the DLC, because we only saw Vertigo. We never saw U3 like in the original. So I wonder if, this fight, I would like it to be in there, because why not? If it's something you didn't include in the main game and you're able to, go and play that. But I don't think that being in the game makes it not comparable to the original, because that's not in there. I mean, I think that's rubbish. I think, there's so much more to offer in this remake than the cage fight. When I was, kind of going into this game, when I was younger, I fucking hated that cage fight. I fucking hated it. In fact, I was stuck on it for a while. Not the cage fight, but the very end, when you got to fight him. But, I like it over the years. But, then when I played it in the remake, I didn't really miss it that much. But they can add it in here now. And whether it's Ada fighting U3 by herself, or she's with Ada, she's with Luis, then that can be something where it's a little bit different. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cage fight. It could be somewhere else. I mean, I know people will probably complain if it's not the cage fight, but if U3's in it and they give you a new area to fight him in, are you really going to be that upset? I mean, it doesn't really, it shouldn't matter as long as he's in the damn thing. But, or they can do the cage fight again. I mean, we know Ada goes all throughout where Leon goes in the game and more. Like, there's new areas and stuff. She's going to be fighting El Gigante again. We know she's going to be fighting Sadler again, because we see, them pretty much about to fight right when she shoots the rocks down and separates them. So U3 is on my essential list, though. So I would love to see him in this. I think that'd be awesome. And even if you use this to kind of lessen the Krauser fight, that's how I would do that. Because the Krauser fight in the original Separate Ways just doesn't really need to be there. It's so copy-paste, and there isn't any, like, dialogue between them. It's just like he just shows up. She's like, oh, I thought you were dead. She kills him, and then she just makes a joke, and then he dies. It's like there's no real dialogue there. So that leads me to my second one on the list here, which is eliminate the Krauser fight. Cut that Krauser fight out of Separate Ways. Why? Well, that goes into my last point as well. Make room for U3 or a new boss fight. Because the way I see it in the remake is that Leon's Leon killing Krauser seemed pretty damn final, especially in the remake with him, stabbing the knife down into his chest. And it seems like Leon at that moment is a changed person, going through all of the trials and tribulations between Raccoon City, being destroyed, leading all the way to, the events here, going through the training. And then that's the person that taught him everything he knows in that line of combat and everything. And he kills him. It's pretty final. I mean, say what you want in the original. Okay, you kill him. He like holds his chest and he kind of falls down. He's dead. But in the remake, like, that happens. He falls down and Leon kills him and takes his knife. I mean, it just seems so final in the remake to where I feel if they had him just show up and throw shit at Ada and then they start fighting, it would just seem very copy-paste. And that's what it seemed like in the original. I was never really a fan of that in the original. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things like, I know some people really like Krauser too, and I do too. I love Krauser, especially in this game, because he has a lot more, explaining behind his actions, and there's more dialogue between him and Leon. But yeah, him in Separate Ways, not really. So I know 3 and 2 on this list are kind of around the same points of like boss fights, don't have this, but I don't really think that Krauser needs to be in there, other than like, him obviously interacting with Ada before he actually dies. We don't need a fight. Yeah, we don't need a fight. So we got 84 people in here and 47 likes. Come on, hit that like button, guys, and let me know what you're feeling, how you're feeling about Separate Ways. If you haven't talked in the chat yet, let yourself be heard or known. And if you're new here, subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. It's Ada time. And that leads me to my number 1. Give Ada a proper ending. So like what Amy said, what a couple other people said in here, give Ada a proper ending. Now we see her at the end. If you didn't beat RE4 yet, I don't know what to tell you, but we see her at the end. She, Wesker, tells her what his plans are pretty much with this sample, what he's going to do, and she turns on the helicopter pilot, holds him at gunpoint, and tells him to turn around. So it kind of leaves Ada's side on a cliffhanger, and I think with this, we will see what happens after that cutscene when it cuts to black, and we'll be able to see where Ada goes, because with RE5 Remake, we know Ada's not going to be in there. She's not in RE5, So I really would think that they would try to showcase where her character is going to go, or where she ends up, or what she ends up doing in that action. I know Beauty was asking, didn't Ada use Organization to send Wesker fake samples and kept the original? Well, I don't know about that, because she's with the Organization, between her, well, Krauser was in there, but he died, but Wesker and Ada being, the only two left, I don't necessarily know exactly what happened in between. If that's the case, I don't think that's the case, because then he just got Ouroboros how, he was able to probably get a sample no matter what, whether Ada gives it to Wesker or not. He's Wesker. He could probably fucking find something to bring back. But yeah, I would just want them to, put a stamp on. I'm not going to say she's not going to be an RE5 remake, to what Jeff M's saying, but like if they're going to keep it similar to how it was, I don't think she's going to be in there. There's not really a place for her to be in there. She's always with it when Leon's around. They even scrapped her out of Village. She was supposed to be in Village, and it just probably didn't make any sense at all. So yeah, I guess there's a time and place for everything, but Matt Cave agrees with Luis as a must. Leon says Wesker is going to be OP compared to all those motherfuckers. Yeah. Access to the merchant. Absolutely, Matt. I hope so. That's definitely my number. That's my number 5. Fran Rowe, what's up? Matt's down for the boss fight to come back. Jeff says Luis was phenomenal in the remake compared to the OG, and I'm sure he'll have a much bigger part in separate ways, akin to all the beefed up scenes in the main story. Yeah, I cannot wait for that. While U3 is a challenge, says Eric Haviland, I didn't miss the cage fight. I'd be happy if it was a hidden boss in Mercs mode. If not included, no loss to me. Yeah, I'm sure some people still don't really care on whether or not U3's in it, but I know a lot of people have been commenting about it and talking about it since it came out, and I know a lot of hardcore fans would like to see it in there. George Moore's asking about the laser room. Will we get that? Laser room? Probably not. But, I still think the laser room's hilarious to this day. But, yeah, that was the one thing that came in from the movies to the games. Not a lot of people know that, but you should know that. Grizzly Glenn says, I never liked the original Separate Ways. You could tell it's glued together pieces so they could sell PS2 version to GameCube users. Well, I wouldn't say it's just glued together pieces, but I know what you mean in terms of there's some areas that you replay and it doesn't seem like they added a lot of new stuff. That stuff they can change this time around, however, because there's different features that they're using now, especially you got the grapple hook, you got, her side of the story. Just hearing her narration and her side of the story, for me, was worth it in the original Separate Ways, even if some parts kind of seemed samey and redundant, but they had new areas for her in Separate Ways, completely new areas. Keep in mind that on the PS2 version, you also got the Mafia outfit, and you got the Ashley armor, and you also got the PLR blaster, the laser, which was also on every version from the PS2 onwards. So you got a little bit, but yeah, I mean, nowadays, though, it's different. See, back in October of 2005, and I said that in my video I made late last night, randomly, while I was working on everything else. I was like, let me just make this video because people seem to be confused that Resident Evil Separate Ways was free or not, or if it was charged, because Capcom didn't really post about it on social media, at least yet, but it's $9.99, and which is fine. But back in the day, we had to buy a whole game again for $49.99 plus tax, just to get Separate Ways. So it's a lot better to just pay the $10 now, because downloading and downloadable content is a thing now. So $10, that doesn't sound bad. Just typed about Krauser and posted it just as Ant started talking about the same. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to run through my essentials that I did in the video. History repeated. Yeah, Franro, we're doing this. It's back. Evan says, hey, Ant, hope you're doing well. Think there's a chance we'll get anything else in terms of RE4? Do you think this is... I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is the end of the road, guys, for Resident Evil 4. Which is crazy, because it's almost been 2 years in June, or 2 years in June, since we've been covering Resident Evil 4, because ever since it got announced, it's been covered here on this channel. So yeah, it seems like we're hitting the end here for RE4. What will you do leading up to Separate Ways? Will you play the original? Yeah, BM. A lot of people are asking about that. I know people were asking that in the live stream yesterday too. But yes, the answer is yes. Yes, I will. Liquor Sandwich mentioned earlier. I know you said it. Let me see what he said, because I know he said it when I was rambling on here. He said I didn't have to reinstall the textures and stuff. You won't need to reinstall the textures or anything. It's the RE4 tweaks thing that they have for the HD project, that toggle Separate Ways Pro. Okay. I might actually have it already then. I know what you mean, that little thing that pops up when you press F whatever, it's like F something, and then it just pops up the menu. I'm going to have to look. But yeah, I'll play the original, and I'll probably play it on Professional. Why not? That will probably be on either Monday or Tuesday. I know Monday we're getting gameplay for the new Separate Ways, so I will be covering that, doing a video on that. But I will probably, check it out. Yeah, because checking out Pro Mode on that would be cool, because I never played Pro Mode, and that's, again, in the original Separate Ways, there was just, no modes. You just started it, and then you can, continue. So Professional mode would be cool. And I'm sure in this game they'll have, multiple modes that we can play. So that should have just been a thing from the start, to be honest. But, you know, maybe now they put more thought into it because they're like, oh, people like playing for the challenge and stuff. Exclusive unlockables for Ada like Leon has? I hope so, Beauty. I hope so. What's up, Ant? Long time no see. How's life? What's up, Najib? Life's good, man. Good to see you in here. Hope you're well. Matt Cave says, if RE5 and 6 get remakes, I hope they eliminate the lead, that lead into RE7 and Village Stories. Miranda has been around for a long time. Yeah, I mean that's why I don't like them kind of making that whole thing that she was around with Spencer and stuff. It just seems so like shoehorned in. To this day, I still am not a fan of how they did that in those files. And they did it through files and stuff at the very, very end. It's like, I mean, that's fine if you do it through files, I guess. But when you drop that big of a bomb in a file, you're just like, what? Like, yeah, that wasn't there before. Now, Jib doesn't think it'll live up to the hype because of the low price. I don't know, man, because I feel like if you price it too high, people bitch. And if you price it too low, people bitch. So I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying, like, it's just like, it's $10. You know what I mean? So, and if people, you know, watch me stream it and they feel like it's not worth it, cool. That's all good. You can vote with your wallet. If you want to spend the $10 and you get your money's worth, awesome. You know, it's all good. They should make a full Resident Evil game in Raccoon City, but with another character perspective, like Kevin from Outbreak. Yeah, Danny, we've always kind of talked about that. You know, where like they could always bring back an Outbreak type game, not call it Outbreak, but use those assets they have from Raccoon City that they could easily place in another game. I got chills when Luis said, I worked on this stuff for years, and Ada, you have symptoms of the virus. Yeah, Briel, it's a really cool twist. I did not expect that. Even when I did the breakdown, I was like, holy shit, because I watched the trailer in the stream, but there's a lot going on. We were talking. The audio wasn't, like, it was loud, but, like, you know, I didn't hear all the dialogue. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, shit. Danny, I think they're working on RE9. Yeah, I think we'll see something announced next year. Krypton says, according to Sphere Hunter, U3's in separate ways. Well, take it with a grain of salt. Sora says, I feel like the DLC is going to be absurdly short considering it's only $10, but I hope I'm wrong. Either way, more content for the game is a plus to me regardless. Yeah, I mean, more content is great. You know, if U3's in it, great. I mean, these are all things that are on my essential list that I like to see. Just don't believe all the crap that's going around online about this right now. You know what I mean? Just kind of wait and see what happens. And then we'll know by Wednesday. Because hopefully that's when early access actually is. So we'll see. Hope we get to see who's wearing Leon's jacket. Yeah, what the hell? Let's go. RE5 remixes, Steve. Thunder's Production says, would anyone bitch about low prices? I love low price. That's what I'm saying, man. $10 is like a meal at a fast food place that you'd probably, you know, just get multiple times a week if you think about it. $10 is probably what you motherfuckers spend on Starbucks, you bastards. Shame on you, Starbucks. I spit on you. Dunkin' all the way. No, I'm kidding. I fucking hate both of those places. They don't know how to make coffee. Well, I'm sorry. Starbucks I like. It's too expensive. Dunkin', they don't know how to make fucking coffee to save their lives. Give me a break. You gotta go to like 3 Dunkins around here to find the one that doesn't put too much cream, too much sugar, and you're just drinking fucking sugar water, which is basically what iced coffee is. Let's be real. But anyway, that's a different rant for a different day. Bro, I'm not a fan of the files. Lore, absolutely not a fan, especially with deep lore. Yeah, it's just kind of like random. Vietnamese coffees over Starbucks, says Pentloy. Do you think they could give some context on the state of Umbrella? It doesn't seem like to be completely dead in the remake. Have Wesker talking about it. That's actually a good point, Jake. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, because they didn't really say that they're done, but Luis kind of said, well, they're going to be, you know, they're pretty much finished anyway, but it's like they never completely went away. So I wonder if they're going to talk about that a little bit more, you know. We'll see. They add Leon's RPD outfit. That's one thing that, yeah, I wanted to also talk about in this stream too, is like the one thing that I hope they add that we didn't see officially is another map and add RPD Leon and maybe an Ada costume, you know, for Separate Ways. They didn't mention that, but Eric just said the same thing. Yeah, or the the pop star outfit along with Separate Ways. That'd be cool. Yeah, it's just like that's little things that'd be really cool if they announce that and say, oh, by the way, can't get a new Christmas sweater for the price of $10. You can't, King. What's up, man? Tomb Raider remaster. Yes, I'm excited for that. I actually am. And hopefully Capcom sees that and Metal Gear, and that'll be awesome. RE4 remake on sale right now, both regular for $39 and $49. Yes, once we saw the prices drop this week, even me and Perry were like, yeah, they're getting people ready. You know, when RE4 had, because this is a first significant price drop. Well, it's been on sale. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people to freak out and be like, it's been lower. I'm like, I know it's been lower, but they dropped it at like multiple retailers all in one shot. You got the Tokyo Game Show sale going on, and they knew exactly what they were doing, because if they get you with that plus the $10, you're still spending less than full price, and you get Separate Ways. So it's perfect timing. But yeah, it's on sale now, so it's a good time to get it on your console of choice if you haven't yet. Surprised they're showing gameplay in a couple days before release, but hey, I'll take it. I felt that way too, Najib. I was like, okay, if it's not too long, then why are they showing gameplay Monday and it comes out the same week? It's not like we have to wait months for this to come out, so why do a gameplay thing? But, you know, we'll watch it on here, we'll break it down, we'll take a look at it, we'll have that further discussion of whether or not, you know, they're doing certain things, or if we're, you know, whatever they show us, we'll see. My ideal length for this DLC, probably around the original length, you know? I mean, it could be a little bit longer if they decide to do that, but maybe 4 hours, I would say. You know, that'd be really cool. 2 to 4 hours, I guess, in that is probably a sweet spot. I'm not one of these people that, like, it has to be so long to justify $10, but, like, I obviously want the content to justify it for the fans, and obviously, you know, checking it out, being a fan of Ada, and waiting for this to come out. Yeah, I definitely want them to, you know, pack it in with as much content as possible. So if Susie knew something, she'd be under NDA. I think she's just assuming that U3 is in there. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like I can say that too and just be like, guys, U3's in there. And it's like an obvious thing where it's like, yeah, it might be in there because it wasn't in the actual game. But I just kind of put it on my essential list, like, this is what I would like to see. I'm not presenting it as fact. But yeah, if she did know that information, it would not be just, like, shared like that. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so we are missing one more map in Mercenaries. Sorry about that. I was talking to someone off camera. Um, and that's Waterworld. So hopefully we get Waterworld in the update. It shows a map behind them. It kind of looks similar to where, like, on the island, like where Ada's standing in the trailer. In that little spot in the trailer where it shows, like, my thumbnail where it's, like, Wesker and Ada. And then after that, it shows, like, the background. So I wonder if that's another map that... I mean, I know there's already an island map on the Mercenaries, but having Waterworld come back would be cool. They're taking their sweet time to show us anything new about Silent Hill, and the RE DLC looks cool. Yeah, Silent Hill, they'll probably take their time with showing the fans because it's such an anticipated remake, so when they're ready to show something, they will. Cotsworld says RE4 fan film Illuminados is set to begin filming in October. Cast is ready. That's cool. That's cool. You're doing an RE4. Well, hello, Mugen. My cat just fucking came out of nowhere. Scared the shit out of me. I was like, what the hell is that sound? And it's Mugen. He never makes an appearance on stream. This is Mugen, everybody. Look at him. Look at this guy. going under my microphone. Up to no good. Well, I will be shooting a Keeper's Diary, I should say, at the end of October. So that's the RE fan film that I am going to be a part of and help filming. So yeah, good luck with yours. Where was I? Pretty cool concept. U3 merge with Vertigo. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I wonder what he'll look like. I mean, they don't got to change him too much, but it'd be cool. I love to watch something new about Silent Hill. Yeah, Amy, a lot of people are waiting for that. U3 was like the butler or something. There's the butler diary. Yeah, yep. And then it became a part of Salazar's hands, I guess. Next year we will get an RE4 Gold Edition, I'm sure. Yeah, I was thinking that too, like whether or not they're going to put out a complete edition or whatever the case may be. But it's one of those things like they've only done gold editions, and Perry brought this up too. Like they only done gold editions for the main games. They never did it for remake. Now I'm not saying they won't do one or whatever edition, a complete edition, but yeah, very interesting. They've never done because they've never really had like besides like the RE2. No, I mean they never really had additional content for a remake like this. They didn't have additional content for 2. They had the unlockable modes that were there from the beginning, right? 3 didn't have anything. They had Project Resistance, which didn't count because that's just multiplayer counterpart. So yeah, this is the first remake that has additional content like this where they could potentially do a gold edition, but they haven't yet. So yeah, I wonder. John's in here. Says stopping in just to say if it's not free, it better have new things. What's up, man? Well, yeah, I mean, I think it will for $10. When we doing no hit code Veronica? Oh man, not yet. A wild kitty appears. Najib is excited for Keeper's Diary. Hell yeah, man, me too. I cannot wait. It's gonna be something else. Let me tell you. Code Veronica Easter egg. I don't think Separate Ways has any room for that. Sora says, I hope that there's a good amount of replay value and unlockables in the DLC. Yeah, I mean, I think there will be. I mean, again, they're charging $10, which is, it's not much at all. Like I said, that's a fucking large meal at a restaurant, at a fast food joint. So it's not much, but I'm sure that there will be new things to encounter. Hopefully it's not as not that the original didn't have a lot of new stuff in it, but like I mentioned, like the Krauser fight being replaced by U3, that would be really cool. Having new areas for Ada to explore, that would be really cool. Little things like that make it fun. And I know for that $10, you're not necessarily getting the Mercenaries map with that because that's free and the characters are free. So within that $10, I would hope that it gets, justified somewhere, that it's worth it. Since you like cats, have you played Straight? I haven't yet, BM. I haven't. RE2 had the Ghost Survivors DLC. Oh, right. Okay. It did have Ghost Survivors. I forgot about that. But was that free or was that paid? I forget. I'm pretty sure that was a free upgrade. So someone correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Was Ghost Survivors a free upgrade? Or update, sorry. At least you got the Dog King. Wasn't 2 supposed to get Ghost Survivor stories? I think they just dropped the ball on that one and forgot. Well, I was going to say, they had the update for it. I remember the update that came later, but modders are going to have a field day with the DLC. Oh, they always do, Robert Kendo had No Time to Mourn DLC. Ghost Survivors was a free update. There you go. So, yeah. So that's like, it kind of had DLC, but it was just free. It was just an extra mode. I would love the PRL blaster to be in there, Son Goku. I would love the RPD outfit to be in there for Leon. Those are things that if they are in there, I think that's worth the $10. You know, if we don't get any unlockables and stuff, that will be kind of a bum out. You know, but to have it more involved, to maybe have it just as long as the original one or a little bit longer, to see Ada and Luis try to take out her, infection, which is there. All that's new, and all that's cool with me. And I like that they're trying some different things with this, and they're not just doing the same exact thing, over and over again. Laser sights on all guns. I know a lot of people have been asking about that since. I'm sure people can mod that on PC. Speaking of modders, right? That's probably one thing that they can probably do on PC. I don't think she's going blind, Real David, but I think she's I think she might be on death's doorstep, similar to how Leon almost got it at the end of RE4 before he reached the lab, right? So yeah, not sure how they're gonna kind of like wrap up that side of Ada, because when we see her at the end, she's clearly not infected. So they're going to have to fill in something in between. I'm just happy it's 10, not 20 or 30. That was cool of them to give you the extra gaming for just $10. Yeah, and the price drop for RE, so quite a bit to talk about. Assignment Ada must happen, and would love Operation Javier story. Well, Assignment Ada I feel like is now kind of just gone to the ether, because that was never really canon. It was just kind of like a little spin-off thing. But I feel like if Separate Ways is good enough, then, I know a lot of people were wondering about an Operation Javier thing. While that would be cool, I just think that, like, after this, they'll probably just be done. And I feel like they just had, like, they explained as much as they could about Operation Javier. I wouldn't have been opposed to a chapter in the jungle with Krauser, but I think with this just being focused on Ada, I think that's probably how they're going to go out with RE4 instead of continuously working on it. Excited as heck for Keeper's Diary, says Cotsworld Studios. His is a prequel to RE4, focusing on things told in the game and not shown. Example, Los Luminados, Origins, and Ashley's kidnapping. Well, that'd be cool, man. That sounds like a really cool concept. I love fan films. I've done a Halloween fan film because I love the horror film Halloween. So, yeah, I know what it's like to kind of get in that mindset of, like, making something off of a property that you really love and you really put a lot of time into. And yeah, that's the same case with Keeper's Diary too, where it's like it's a big collaborative effort. I was surprised those things weren't in the game, considering they stayed faithful to the original to some extent. Which things? Oh, Assignment Ada, you mean? Could Ada possibly give the sample to Chris, Jill, BSA at the end, give them a lead on Wesker? I don't know. I don't know if she would go that far to play nice, but that's the thing about Ada. You just don't know. She's very unpredictable. But at the same time, we know that, like, she'll get what she wants in the end, or at least how she wants to feel about the mission. I think they're going to reveal that Ada is just a clone and she truly died in RE2, and they're going to, oh no, please no with the Ada clones. Come on, we saw enough of that with Carla in 6. Don't bring back bad memories, Pentleway. Come on. I don't think it's going to be a ripoff of the Rose DLC, but so now we can say we're definitely getting RE5 remake. Well, I think just by the end of that main game, it's kind of confirms it's RE5 remake's coming. Wesker's getting ready for his move. It looks like he's in that lab from RE5, So even with that, I mean, but obviously, yes, this will bring it even further, because we'll probably see somewhat beyond what we saw in that helicopter scene, without a doubt. So yeah, that's another thing that's going to be going down. We also saw a clone of Ada. No, we didn't. We only saw one clone of Ada. No clones. This ain't a Paul Anderson. You can't have your Paul Anderson way, Panthelway. Come on. Paul Anderson does the clones. Leave the clones in the movies. Wonder why Wesker continues to work with Ada when she never gets him what he wants, LOL, in the end at least. Well, this is the last time we see him really working with Ada. So, you know, this kind of fractures that whole thing. Imagine a fully explorable open world Raccoon City RE game. That'd be awesome. But that's kind of what well, it wouldn't be open world, but that's what would having a multiplayer type game that is, you know, co-op in Raccoon City where you can free roam or just go where you need to go, but it's very like objective based, you know. I don't think Assignment Ada will be added later. I think a lot of people... Now, I do like Assignment Ada, but, like, it's a 30 to 40-minute, like, little thing. It's not even, like, a full, you know... It's not canon. So, I don't... You know... While I know it was in the original game, I didn't really miss it so much in the remake. I miss Separate Ways more than Assignment Ada. I know Assignment Ada was in all the versions of the games, but... I don't know. New G's in the house of Separate Ways. Let's go. What's up, man? Good to see you in here. Hope the shoot went well today. I know you're out bright and early. Yeah, man, I am so stoked. We're going to be playing this next week. And, man, I cannot wait to play some Ada, to get more of the story. And it seems like this will be it for RE4. So this will kind of top off everything. Danny can't even remember Assignment Ada. I mean, it's not. It's just not canon. It's just a little like side thing where you just get the samples and leave. It has no connection to the main story. So where this is canon and it obviously connects in between. Up next, RE9. Hey, that'll probably be coming. The announcement probably will be coming next year for RE9 if I had to guess. And are you doing RE4 OG Separate Ways in the next couple of days? Yes, Nuji. I probably will be doing that on Monday or Tuesday because on Monday they have a gameplay video that they're dropping for the new Separate Ways, so I will be covering that. I don't think that will take all day to where I can't stream. It just depends on, you know, how much they put out or how long the video is, but so either Monday or Tuesday. I think, shout out to Liquor Sandwich. He gave me the heads up that the RE4 HD version on PC, the modders added a professional mode for Separate Ways. So I might play professional mode on Separate Ways on Monday or Tuesday. Definitely right before Separate Ways comes out just to get excited and to get people stoked on it. And yeah, so I'll be doing that. We should get a Welcome to Raccoon City skin for Wesker just for laughs. Oh, please no. Please no. Capcom could make Operation Javier if they wanted. Yeah, I mean, they could do another Resident Evil spinoff if they wanted and have something like that in there. But I don't think I'm going to be able to play this till next month myself. Well, Aaron, it's all good. I mean, you know, I think it'll be worth it when you play it. And obviously, you know, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to be busy with in, you know, October in terms of like games coming out, you know. Let's see here. Yes, promo. Would love to see that. Bet it's a bit. Yeah, probably because there's no upgrades, you know, in Separate Ways. So it's like you're just kind of given what you have, and I don't know. I wonder if that like that mod is a little more balanced with like how the enemies are stronger, but you get more ammo because when you get the bolts, like they just tear through people, no problem, because they're explosive bolts, obviously. But yeah, I'm curious to see how that plays out. I'm sure it'll be a challenge, but I'll check it out. Professional Separate Ways on RE4 PC is something else. Human Saddler became one giant bullet spawn. Oh no. Don't say that, Glitch. That's going to make me so scared to play that mode, but I'm going to have to do it. But, all right, well, Glitch, if you played it, how does it balance out your ammo? Do you still get, like, enough ammo, or... Can't wait to do a high score run with Ada and Wesker. Yeah, I can't wait to play that. The Mercenaries, for sure. Yeah, Mercenaries mode is so fun. Just replaying that the other day was awesome. Birthday next month, so treat myself To that and Spidey 2, I'm sort of... Yeah, I was going to say, there's a lot of games coming out next month. Nuji said, the bolts are so good. Yeah, that's something they got to bring back. I was just saying earlier that I really want, part of my essential list is I really want the upgrades to be a thing in Separate Ways. Sadler was near impossible for Separate Ways Pro mode. Oh, man. Near impossible. Damn, guys. I mean, I really should just stream it and just say fuck it, right? Because then we can struggle together. Is Separate Ways going to be free? No, it's going to be $9.99. So it's going to be $10 basically. And then the Mercenaries update is free. I did make a video saying it's not free because a lot of people thought it was free. There's a lot of weird communication between Capcom and then the fans for some reason with this announcement because people were really confused in the comments and I had to keep replying, and then I was like, let me just make a video and set it straight. Let's see. Glitch says, I think Glitch has some tips here. Let's see. He takes forever to die even with the bolt gun. And honestly, I don't remember. I played it a while ago. It's a fun challenge though. Nothing compared to hard... I'm sorry. I can't see because it's fucking YouTube heart. Fun challenge. Nothing compared to hard mods like Rising of Evil though. Okay, so it's not like... It's really challenging, but it's not like one of those impossible nightmare challenges. Okay. Well, I'll give it a shot. They said free update, that's why. Yeah, well, that's the thing. So, Danger, and again, I know it's not your fault. It's just the way Capcom kind of displayed it in the state of play. Because the problem is that... Let me see if I can pull this up here live. Let's see if I can pull this up. So the problem is, they show the Separate Ways trailer, right? And when they show the Separate Ways trailer, goes away, doesn't say anything about the price, says the date, and then this comes up. Well, let me fit it to screen. Boom. Free update. So this follows right after, this title card follows right after the trailer. Even I thought on stream, oh, it's a free update. That's crazy. But then when I pulled up the press release, because I kind of knew something was fishy, I pulled up the press release. And in the press release on the Capcom PR thing, it said that it was $9.99 for Separate Ways. And then Mercenaries is the free update. So, yeah, the way they cut it was kind of... I know it was misleading. But, they got to make some kind of money off of it, But $10 isn't bad. You should try hard mods for OG RE4 like Rising of Evil, Prepare to Die, a range mod. Yeah, I should play. I mean, I want to play more mods. And I did the randomizer mod. That was really fun. So that was really cool. So, do you expect the DLC to be longer or roughly the same? Hopefully around the same, if not a little bit longer, Mr. Patriot. You could treat the OG Separate Ways stream as a drunk stream just for giggles. I should, honestly. What programs are you using to edit videos, post them to YouTube? Asking for a friend. I use Sony Vegas. I have Adobe as well. I have Audition, I have Premiere, I have Photoshop, so I kind of use a mixture of everything, depending on what it is. There's also a huge disconnect between the VR mode and Separate Ways. Not only Separate Ways isn't playable in VR, people who could play Separate Ways on PC, they can't play the VR mode. Are you talking about on, like people that have it set through VR? Yeah, because I don't think Separate Ways is even on the Oculus version either. Which kind of sucks, because that would have been cool, but that Oculus version is fucking badass. It's one of my favorite versions of the original game, just because of how good it looks and how well it plays. And now you have this that's coming out in VR as well. And yeah, they did show that off too. I guess that's the one other thing we could talk about. Yeah, they showed more footage of RE4 VR, which looked great. They showed that right before the Separate Ways stuff. But the problem is the fucking price for that VR. I'm not paying the price of the console, more than the console, to get a VR headset. I'm not buying that fucking thing until it drops price. That is an insult. And it's not selling well. And, I'm sorry, but RE4 will probably be, the only really good thing on there. I know you have Village DLC, or I'm sorry, Village is on there too in VR. But man, like they're not selling it. I wonder why, because the price is so, they're not selling as well. And, yeah, maybe this might move some units in the winter, but goddamn, man, you gotta come up with a price drop, Sony. I don't know what the fuck that is. $600 for a fucking headset. Give me a break, you know. And I saw this, I worked at Best Buy years ago. And when I worked at Best Buy, it was right around the time the VR1 was out, and we couldn't fucking sell that. The Sony guy kept coming in, the people falling off the chair. No one, like, people bought it. Some people bought it, but we didn't move units like that, and the games just weren't there for the PS4 VR. So, I don't know. I wish we could fought OG Sadler in human form in VR, and yeah, it's just the trailer. I mean, in terms of disconnect, and you're right, RE4 Remake is going to be the only true exclusive to the PSVR 2. Yeah, and like, I don't know, man. I just like, and again, I'm sure it's amazing, and I'm sure Capcom knows what they're doing with the VR. It's not Capcom on this. It's mostly Sony with having the balls to do that. The PlayStation Portable, that thing, it's not even a fucking portable console. It's just a fucking screen to stream the shit. So I'm good on that. $200 for a split in half or split in half controls. Yeah, no. Sony make it 300 and maybe it will sell. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do something because, yeah, I want to play it. But, like, I'm not even going to ask for donations for that, VR headset. Because the Quest was one thing. You guys wanted to see it, and I did it. But, like, I refuse to even have something for that. Because even though I know you guys would donate and, like, you guys would help out to try to make that happen, even if I got to kick in a little bit of my own money. But, like, number one, I'm trying to obviously save for the PC that we're trying to build. And, like, I'm not spending the price of a fucking console for a VR headset that, I can only play one game on. Like, I'm not going to go back and play Beat Saber. I'm not going to play all the... I already have that on my Quest over here that you guys helped fund. RE4 alone is worth that headset over there that I got, the Quest. However, like, am I going to play anything else on it? Probably not. I have a couple things on there for Cali, a couple things on there for when people come over, but it's not really, it's, I don't know. I like the VR stuff, don't get me wrong, and I know back when the PSVR 1 came out, it was still very early, but it was still really priced high back then. It was still around $400, I think, whatever the MSRP was. But, let's see. Yeah, I mean they kind of have it in with Sony and the VR stuff. That's I think back in 2015, 2016 when they were, getting ready for RE7, Capcom was not doing well as a company. They were losing a lot of money. Resident Evil was in the dark ages. It pretty much, sank down to the bottom of the ground. We witnessed it here on the channel. I was covering stuff back then, still doing content. And, Sony said, hey, here's a check. Make this next RE game, first person and VR. And the character doesn't have to really have a face. Let's just make it the person, and we'll give you a check. And ever since then, they've been completely in that world of VR ever since then. Now, I know the Oculus, that's a different company, obviously, but ever since then, RE7, Village, RE4, they've played nice with Sony because Sony also helped them kind of get up, get that through with RE7. And that's why RE7 was only on the PSVR in VR. It was on everything else, but that's why it was first person. So not a lot of people remember that, but that's just the way it went down. And then we had a whole series of first person RE games. Well, 2 first person RE games, but they never really went back and did a third person for RE7, which would have been cool. I know they did it on PC, but in terms of official stuff. But do you play Dead by Daylight? I played a little bit of it. I don't play it on the regular, but I do play it from time to time. For example, Capcom did not market or post anything about OG RE4 VR, nothing on the YouTube channels. Oculus that marketed it. So I also bought a Quest 1 and 2 for OG RE4, and RE4 VR was nice because OLED. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like they'll talk about it when it's on a home console and they'll post about it, but then, yeah, Oculus or the Quest, they're doing everything on their end for the marketing. So you're right about that. $600 for motion sickness and a little substance, I'll pass. Yeah. I mean, if you guys, may or may not know, yeah, for me, I kind of struggle with that as well, with motion sickness when it comes to VR sets. So it depends on like how they, the settings I can use and the way I can like make an adjustment. Now, with the Quest 2, that was the best headset I've ever used. That blew the PSVR 1 headset out of the water because it was comfortable. It didn't have, and I streamed RE7 VR for you guys a couple years ago, and about a year and some change ago, I think, or yeah, something like that. And shout out to Perry. He sold me that headset, and we did the VR thing. And I did the stream. And I played RE7 in VR, and I had to take a lot of breaks. There wasn't as many adjustments for myself that made me feel comfortable playing. And then when I did the Quest, that was perfect. But I still had to, break it up in sessions, But not saying that it's not improved now. I'm sure that they've made improvements, and I know they're going to have the VR2 on the floor for RE4, I think, at Tokyo Game Show. I think they're going to have some kind of demo out there for people. But, yeah, man. So, Jeff M says, joining the convo late. Anyone excited for the portable coming out later this year? Not really. I was just kind of, making fun of it. But, yeah, no. Are you able to tell us what type of PC hardware you're trying to get, or is it going to be a special reveal video? I have a couple, more than a couple things kind of lined up. Shout out to Perry. He's the one that's kind of helping me out. He helped me out 10 years ago, and that kind of started my knowledge on the PC stuff. But you'll see it in the reveal video. The plan is to do a build stream from Perry's when we build it on here on this channel. So you guys will be able to see the reveal, see what we have, and see what you guys have helped me get, because it's all thanks to you guys in the community for making it possible. So we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. So, once everything gets ready for that, you guys will know when the live stream's going to happen. So, yeah, I agree, Glitch. I just wish they did it for the PC, because that would have been awesome if they did RE7 for that, The Quest version of OG4 only happens because Quest devs pitched a prototype to Capcom. Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They like to play nice with the people they play nice with. So, again, if that pitch probably was piss poor, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about it. So, I'll buy the VR2 if it was 100, 150 max. Well, you're going to have to wait a little while, unfortunately. But, yeah, there's not many games to justify it. Let's see. RE8 on PS4 2 is already very jittery and low res, and the game is, like, way less demanding than RE4. So, I'm praying that the rendering helps. Yeah, I mean, that's from Glitch. Yeah, I would say I would hope that they would get that down. I haven't played that firsthand, but from what you're saying, if that's the case, then yeah, I mean, there's no excuse for that to run like that after spending however much on the PSVR 2. If the portal runs like it's advertised, being able to remote play is good web link, and I think then I'll be interested, but I'll wait for a while to see what a greater option. Yeah, I mean, to each their own, like whatever you would want to use it for, but I just I just miss the old days of the actual portable Sony machines that didn't have to stream and stuff like that. But RE4 VR on the VR2 and RE8's on the VR1. No. Village VR launched, RE8 launched with the VR2 in the VR. What's up, Anthony? Hopefully you make a badass PC, man. I just recently got into PC. What's up, Platinum Gaming? Another member in the house. Yeah, man, I can't wait. I've been on this one for a while, obviously, and, that's kind of when I changed my, when I got onto the PC game about 10 years ago. That's kind of what's made my next step, things I can work on, things I can do, so... Yeah, apparently, according to him, Glitch, Danny. It's still buggy. Quentin says, hopefully at Tokyo Game Show, we get an OG Trilogy remaster. We are getting Metal Gear Tomb Raider. Capcom will be foolish to not do the same with RE and Dino Crisis. I mean, I agree, man. I don't know if they're going to show that at Tokyo Game Show, but I will say this. You're onto something because, yeah, Tomb Raider looks awesome. Metal Gear Solid. These things print money. All they would have to do is just hire a team for however many months and say, up-res these games, let's do it. And they have the money. So, what the hell? Do it. Rand says, hey, I hope we get another DLC besides Separate Ways, Village Survivor, before, during, after Illuminato is just my random thought. Yeah, I know some people were kind of championing that, another Operation Javier or another DLC, but I think it'll be fine with just wrapping up with Separate Ways. I think this seems like the end of the RE4 remake era, and hopefully it's good. Aaron agrees with the VR2. On paper, it looks good, but price tag, lack of games, not all of us are filthy rich. You can buy every damn piece of tech. But yeah, I mean, you're right, dude. I mean, you buy the PS5, that's $500 plus tax. You need controllers with that. You need games with that. And then you want the VR unit, you're already at like $1,500 US, So it's a lot. I don't know where you're planning on getting your parts, but you should see if there's a Micro Center. Oh, yeah, Micro Center. We have, there is one in New York we'll probably be hitting up. By Perry, yeah, it's all right. We got a lot of stuff, kind of like where we're gonna go. Couple things from Best Buy because I have a friend that works at Best Buy that he can help me out with some stuff. I do miss my Best Buy discount, but let's just say I'm able to see if I can have him pick me up a couple things. So there's going to be a way for me to kind of help make it a little bit cheaper as well, and make it affordable, but also get some good stuff that is going to help me in the future even further. And I can make videos more efficiently. I can, do things a lot faster. I can play more mods on PC. You guys were mentioning mods. My PC can run games, and I played mods on it before, but the next level, like mods for RE2 Remake or 3 Remake, like other things that make it more demanding and stuff like that. There's a reason why I don't do those. It's not because I'm ignoring them. It's just because to stream and then to do everything on the PC, like I don't have a separate PC for streaming and then a separate PC for gaming. Yeah, that all those things will be kind of fixed when I have a new build. So, and like there'll be more to offer. Spider-Man 2 in VR, that'd be crazy, Quinn Grimm. OG RE4 VR on Quest, for example, is a stable 72. Not reprojected double vision 60 frames to 120 like RE8, and it's way higher res. It's insane how clear RE4 VR is on the Quest. It's clear, man. Like, it blew me away, man. It blew me away. Agreed, Ant, on missing the old PS portable, says Jeff M. It would be nice to see a Vita did better, but we'd probably have an actual portable gaming device from PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, man. I mean, the Vita they kind of abandoned it and it didn't do well, but it's such a great machine. The OLED screen, the fact that now you can obviously jailbreak it because it's basically offline. So the jailbreak and just put all PS1 games on there, PS2, PSP games. I mean, that's what I want because I don't have my original PSP anymore and I still miss it. But one day I will get a Vita and I will hack it just to have it, just so I can have the stuff on the go. Another DLC after Ada disobeys Wesker. No, I think that'll be it. I think we'll have to wait on Wesker until RE5 probably. So it seems the Quest is better than the BR2 or the VR2. Well, I mean, I like the Quest 2, but obviously I know the VR2 is, for consoles. So like the Quest is cool because it's on PC. You can unlock it if you want, if you know what I mean. Like, you can hack it and put stuff on there, do mods and things like that. I haven't really explored that side of it, but you can. It's just nice to have something like that on PC because there's more customization that you can do. When it's locked to console and you're spending $600+ and you're only stuck with the games that they put out, which is not much, it's kind of a little frustrating. Silent Hill 2, I'm stoked. Yeah. Hopefully we get some Silent Hill 2 stuff soon. A lot of people were hoping we got something at the Sony event, but no, it was only 27 minutes, so they can only show so much. But could Capcom go back and do VR versions of 2 and 3? Maybe one day, maybe if Sony pays them to do it, but I don't know if they're going to do that because I feel like that time has kind of passed, But I know there's a bunch of mods on PC that do that, so there's that. But Lady D and PSVR 2 is something else. Probably, but probably not $600 something else. I'm excited for Little Nightmares 3. I haven't seen that game, so I can't really comment on that. But yeah, keep your questions coming. We still got almost 70 people in here. So if you're in here and you haven't hit the like button, smash that like button. And any questions you guys have for Separate Ways or RE stuff, it's good to get on here just to kind of shoot the shit, kind of build up the excitement a little bit for next week. And yeah, we'll be able to really get excited. And again, I'll be able to have some kind of rollout for next week because I would like to play Separate Ways again, the original. I don't think Lady D is a vampire straight up. I think she's just a really fucked BOW. I mean, I know she drinks blood, so yeah, I guess very vampire. But I don't think she's like a legit vampire. I don't know. I mean, she sucks blood from you, but I mean, so can other BOWs. So, Sister A, what's going on? Dr. Evil's sorry I'm late. I wonder when Silent Hill 2 remake is going to release. We haven't seen or heard anything in a while. Yeah, I think a lot of people are chomping at the bit for that. It has been a while. RE2 and 3 in VR are really good on PC with mods, and recently, Prey Dog gave us proper first-person movement systems. It feels even better. Damn, man. Well, that's cool. And Glitch, that's awesome that you're kind of giving me the info on a lot of this stuff in your feedback, because I don't have a lot of people in the chat, to be honest, that come up and say, hey, I played all the VR stuff. Liquor Sandwich is one of them. He played a couple of them, and you know, I know some of you guys in the chat probably, but that's really cool to hear some of those specs and some of those details. You can use your Quest to play RE2, 3, and 7 in VR on PC, of course. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, those are things like I'd love to do. I just got to get a better PC before I do that so I can stream without any problems and stuff. Because it's not saying I can't do it, but to do that in stream, I got to make sure that, you know, everything's ready to go. Can't wait to play Separate Ways next week. I've been looking forward to their excuse to get back in RE4. Yeah, it's time to get back into that game. You know, it was very addicting when it came out, just like the original. Very fun to play. And even myself, I took a few months off from playing it. I even said that on my last Mercenary stream. Let's see. We'd love to see if the NECA company made the RE figures. Yeah, you know, that would be awesome. I know NECA gets really expensive sometimes when they go out of print, but I am a fan of their work, so that'd be really cool, Mark. Random question: was it ever explained how Claire and Maura was cured from the Typhus virus? I don't think so. They never really showed us what happened after Rev 2. It kind of is like an open door, and we didn't really see Claire in current timeline after that. So I don't really know if they explained it. It might be one of those things that just kind of goes away, but I don't know. That's why a lot of people would like them to do another Rev game. I'm happy they added trophies to Separate Ways. Looking forward to those. Yeah, that'll be cool. There'll definitely be extra trophies. Lady D Halloween costume. RE5 remake doesn't really move the needle for me, says Jason Cole. I'm pretty excited for it, to be honest. You know, I think it'll be fun. I think some people felt the same way about RE4. I mean, I know RE4 is RE4, but a lot of people felt the same way about RE4. And then when they saw stuff on it, they were like, you know what? Yeah, I'm down for this. Numbskull making RE statues. Yeah, I never got my Tyrant Numbskull like thing that I got from GameStop, so yeah. I just never got it. Horrible. R8 Mercenaries on PC hits different. The Mercenaries DLC works too. I don't know why Capcom skipped Mercenaries on PSVR. Yeah, that's so weird that they did that. They should just make it on everything. Lady T with the double Ds. Yeah, in VR. Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you spend all that money, or if they're developing just stuff for the VR, they should put it with the mainline and Mercs. That's a very weird choice that they did, just to not include that. That's very weird. Give me 1 second. All right, I am back. Had to cancel my GameStop order, the Tyrant. I got it off Amazon a couple of days ago. There was months ago, but maybe it's still available. Yeah, dude. Like, I don't even think I ever even got a refund. Like, I don't even think I have to probably request one. I spent money on the Numbskull Tyrant from GameStop. Never shipped it. Never sent it to me. And then people, yeah, like you just mentioned, it's on Amazon. Like, that's cool, but I should have just did that from the beginning, because like it did sell out on GameStop, and they're like, oh, we'll ship it when it's available. They never fucking shipped it. They never shipped it. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm gonna actually. That reminds me. Now I'm gonna look this shit up. Now I gotta sign into my GameStop shit because I'm pissed, man. I gotta get that money back because I never got it. Like, you just reminded me. You just fucking reminded me. Can I filter my orders? I have so many points I'd never use. Maybe it's not on this profile. Yeah, I'd have to go back and look. I'll look later. I had to go to the store, and then they called corporate, gave me a refund, go to the store, and demand it. Yeah, I mean, I gotta bring up that order. I know I still have the email and stuff like that. So, yeah, I hate dealing with GameStop. They're fucking assholes. I'll never get anything from them like that again. I mean, I was forced to do the GameStop Collector's Edition for them, and a bunch of people's orders got canceled. And that was a whole thing. So, yeah, after that, I don't know what the fuck Capcom's going to do. VR versions being entirely separate sucks. I wouldn't be surprised if RE4 VR DLC content like extra treasures or costumes won't work in the VR version. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, Ada's voice actor did sound better in there. I mean, you know, so I don't think people got to worry. Does anyone in their 30s remember when you could go to KB Toys or Toys R Us and get old school RE action figures for $9.99? Good times. Good old the Toy Biz action figures, the good old action figures. I got a couple of them over there, and really cool. Yeah, the good old days. Man, KB Toys, Toys R Us. I miss those stores. Just saw the Tyrant statue on Amazon for sale. Well, there you go. It is rumored that RE9 is the longest developed installment. Well, they always take their time, so I like those Funko Pops for the Lickers and Nemesis. Yeah, they're expensive now. I got them, thankfully. I got them all when they were new before they jumped up in price. I don't like to get Pops because they take up a lot of space. Like, I have a couple other ones that aren't RE, but I try to keep them to a minimum. I noticed Separate Ways trailer Ada's handgun had burst fire. I wonder if it'll have toggle function like Sherry's handgun. Maybe. Yeah, I know she has the blacktail, but maybe they'll give her another weapon. But also there could be an upgrade. This is what going into upgrade. Those times, rather, I got mine through EB Games, but remember walking in and seeing those figures. Yeah, the good old days. I remember walking in and getting the RE3 on PC to play on my Dell. Caesar, what's going on? I remember your stream about RE4 Remake Collector's Edition. I'm still glad I actually own the 4 Remake Collector's, and I feel sorry for those who don't have it. I do live in Europe, though, so maybe it's just rarer in the U.S. It is pretty rare. $10, someone rewind the clock, please. Yeah, I know, right? Pretty sure Ada's using the Punisher. Oh, the Punisher, okay. She's using the Punisher, not Blacktail. Sorry, I always get them confused. I got my GameCube from KB Toys and RE0 and 1 GameCube from Blockbuster. Is back from the dead. That's awesome. Bought the RE2 RPD key sets from Amazon and Welcome to Raccoon City Street sign. That's cool, Thunders. Yeah, cool stuff like that. I got to get more little merch like that, you know, just to have while it's still around, you know. Because sometimes stuff like that, just it's there and it's like official, but then it just disappears and then it goes up in price because like everything else. but yeah, man, the collector's edition sucked. And, you know, I was able to. The collector's edition itself didn't suck, but what happened around it sucked. But thankfully, I was able to get an extra edition from Capcom. I won I was able to do like what is it? The Village, was it not Mad Village? Mad Chainsaw mode? Was that what it was called? Chainsaw? I forget the demo hard mode, whatever that was. I did the contest through Capcom Creators, got it, and then I was able to send it out to the viewer, to the winner, and he sent me a picture back with it, and he's like, "Dude, I'm so excited! I gotta post that picture sometime. I don't want to post it without his permission, but yeah, he sent me a picture back, and he's like, "Dude, this is awesome because my edition got canceled." So that was my way of giving back to the community a little bit, because that was a really shitty thing, and I know a lot of you guys got screwed with that, and so yeah. Yeah, we did the giveaway on the stream and on the RE4 24-hour stream, and he's the one that got the lucky draw. And what's up, Dylan? He says, I got the keys and the metal sign too. Hell yeah, man. It's called the Mad Chainsaw, and I hope Super Salvador is in the new update. That's what it's called, Mad Chainsaw. Yeah, that'd be really cool. The big-ass, scary Salvador. Man, that guy was a motherfucker in the original RE4 Mercenaries. And exclusive to those modes. I don't know. I don't know if RE will pick up immediately from Village or that DLC, Danny. I would hope they would just kind of do a little bit of a skip and just bring us to our older characters back. Again, you can still pepper in some new characters, but, you know, give us a little space between the winter stuff. I don't have the chainsaw controllers. I have a couple of the NECA figures. Shout out to Joe Natal. For hooking me up with the RE4 NECA figures. I have a couple of them over there. I don't have them in the box. They're out of the box, but he just gave them to me. He was like, hey, man, I just, don't really need these anymore, and I wanted to give them to someone who would appreciate them. So I did a whole collector's update. You can probably go back in the collection update playlist, and I have it in the thumbnail of all the figures. Really cool. The Chris game in RE9. Well, they could put Chris in RE9, but they could also give Chris a little bit of a break. Bring in some Jilly. I'm down for some Jill. Juan Perez Tattoo. What's going on, brother? Good to see you in here, man. We're kind of just shooting the shit. I'm caught up with the chat. I'm just kind of like, any other questions or things people want to put in here, I'll still be on here for a little bit longer. So people want to just chill. We're just doing a Hangout stream today. We did State of Play yesterday. We finished Daymare this week. It's been a pretty productive week, I would say, on the channel. I've got the PS2 chainsaw controller, and I will never open it. That's amazing. Yeah, Perry has the chainsaw controller, so I did check it out years ago, but I don't own it. Aaron has an Anniversary S.T.A.R.S medallion, Resi PS2 Steelbook. Oh, I want that Steelbook so bad. I got to get that. That's the one Steelbook I need. I have the RE4 tin, the GameStop tin, but I got to get that blue Steelbook. Let's see. Caesar says, have they ever mentioned what happened in what was Raccoon City after the Missile in 3? I wonder if they built something there. They never really mentioned it again, but that would have been interesting, if they built something else there that was just, the same, just another setup city, or they start, working on it. That's kind of what they tried to do in, like, I don't want to say it, but the Netflix show, they tried to do that whole, this is the new Raccoon City, and we built it, but we're still doing the same thing. They kind of tampered with that idea, or they did do that idea, but it didn't really feel impactful, especially when you don't have your original characters to explain the impact Raccoon City had on them. But anyway, I like to see Jill in RE9. She deserves a new mainline game. I agree, Jeff M. Kular, what's up? What we on? We're just shooting the shit about, Separate Ways, RE4 stuff, VR. We're just shooting shit about everything. I kind of went through my essentials and stuff I'd like to see, but now I'm just kind of taking questions from the chat. We're just hanging out. I got a GameCube controller for my collection. It's pretty awesome. That's killer. Right then, must be off. Have a good night. Take care. Take care, Aaron. You have a good one, buddy. Yeah, I mean collections. Sorry, the collections that people have are pretty crazy, and it's cool to see, different items that people have through the years. And you got the red GameStop, you got the red GameStop GameCube Steelbook, PS2 Premium Edition, and PS2 Brown PAL Steelbook. Curious which you got and don't. And you have the remake Best Buy Steelbook. Yeah, so I have the Best Buy Steelbook. I have that. I have the red GameStop edition. I don't have the PS2 Premium Edition, and I don't have the PAL Brown Steelbook. Those are ones I still need. Yeah, the GameCube controller is a nice one. I don't have that either, unfortunately. I mean, I have a lot of shit, but that's one I don't have. But yeah, that RE2 Steelbook. And it's funny because we actually, and it was me, John, and Dustin. We went to one of the game shops, and I think it was Dustin that found because our rule was like when us three went out, we obviously are all RE collectors. But when it was, finders keepers basically is what the rule was basically. If you find it, you can keep, if you're the first one to lay eyes on it and you grab it, it's yours. We wouldn't have this big like, oh, come on, man, I want that. Like we never were like that. Or if someone already had it, then then it would be up for like, oh, well, if you two need this, here, I already have this. But Dustin was the one that actually eyed up that steelbook, that blue PS2 steelbook. So he definitely beat me to that because I didn't see it. He saw it. If it helps your collection, you should try and get the Quest 2 RE4 box and RE4 VR physical card. Oh man, yeah, I don't have the I don't have like the bundle with it, but it is what it is. That red GameStop Steelbook's awesome. I saw one years at GameStop. Should have bought it. Didn't, and kicking myself. Yeah, all that stuff goes up in price, unfortunately. Kular is too excited for the Mercs update. Well, it's fun. It's fun to have new shit to play or new things to play. I think the holy grail for RE collecting is the Japanese Code Veronica Dreamcast. There's a Claire and a Chris version. And I think there's only 1,000. Yeah, that's a big boy item. That is a big boy item. Yeah, that's a holy grail right there. Man, those consoles look fucking badass. Danny says, have you seen the RE Collector's Edition with the S.T.A.R.S pen? Or was like a little briefcase? I think it was, I want to say it was a briefcase. I think that was for the 10-year anniversary, 5-year anniversary. I forget what it was. I think it was the 5-year anniversary. Sister A should have pre-ordered that chainsaw controller. I know. I remember seeing that in the store, passing it up so many times. Nobody wanted it. I mean, people bought it, but like it would be a thing that you would see in GameStop multiple times back then. It was just around. Wish I had more space and I could showcase my huge RE4 controller better. Yeah, that's something that it comes in that awesome box and it kind of sticks out of the box. It's so dope. It's just so cool. Trying to think on other things that I would like off the top of my head. Kind of looking at my collection here. We already talked about the figures. I'm trying to think. I mean, I got to get RE4 on other regions and stuff. Like I have to get the PAL version. Well, actually, I have. Speaking of PAL versions, I have a couple things I want to show that's long overdue. I got this stuff over the summer. Shout out to Nuji. I don't know if he's still listening. He's probably doing his thing, but it's all good. I have a cool RE collection update that I'm kind of been long overdue to shoot because I was thinking I was going to get more stuff to kind of add on to the video, but it has to do with the PAL versions. Bro, I just Googled the Dreamcast Code Veronica and they look so dope. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Danny says, I looked it up. Yes, the 5-year anniversary comes in the briefcase. Yeah, that was really cool. Jared's asking if U3 is coming back. I don't know, honestly, but I would hope so. My fingers are crossed that fight's going to be in there. That's on my essentials list, so. Ever seen the bloody Dr. Salvador figure or merchant Gigante figures? The Agatsuma figures? No, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them. The figures is something I'm not really too into on my collection side. Obviously, yes, if there's figures that I'm going to get, it's going to be RE because I don't collect anything else with like figures. But like I have a couple Toy Biz, I have a couple NECA figures, but I don't really have like a complete, like maybe someday if I have the extra money, I can go and try to, go back and get some of those things because I would love them, have them all uniform and stuff. But you think U2 is going to be in Separate Ways? We'll love to see Bono team up with Ada. That's a great one. And then he'll just sing to her. He'll just be like, with or without you. And then that's it. And then it'll just end. No. But I'm curious, anyone here owns actual the NYC B3 bomber jacket? I don't think anyone here owns that, but that's probably a hefty item. Which one are you doing first, Ant? Mercenaries or Separate Ways? Definitely Separate Ways. Definitely Separate Ways. Oh, it had the limited edition ring, too. The anniversary edition. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I have this one, too. This one is a cool... this is a 15th anniversary box. You guys may recognize this. Got this from Perry. So it used to be Eli's. Everyone knows Eli in the chat. It was part of what he traded into Perry, and then I bought it from him. Really cool set. It's for PS3, and they have like the discs for the original games, like for PS3, but you put them in, and it just starts the PS1 game. It's really cool. Never cared for YouTube, neither have I, to be honest. I never cared about U2. I mean, I know maybe one day when I'm older and like I listen to Joshua Tree and I'm just like, this is a great album, but that still hasn't happened to me yet. Sorry. I don't have the limited edition one, the gray metallic one. No, I don't have that. Right here though, I do have the RE5 Xbox 360, brother. So I do have that. This is the only like RE5, or I'm sorry, RE based console that I have, and of course it's just red. But I do love this red. It's awesome, but it has nothing like RE related on it, but still kind of cool. And it has the 128 hard drive or whatever. I'm gonna play Mercenaries first, then Separate Ways. That's all good, cool. Art, do what you got to do. Was that released in the U.S.? No, that the 15th anniversary was Japan. That was Japan. Because they always do those crazy ass sets. Got to play as Wesker ASAP. Yeah, to be honest with you, it's hard. I would love to just play Mercenaries real quick and then jump into Separate Ways, but I just feel like I want to jump right into Separate Ways, and then, we can have a time to play Mercenaries at the end. I am humbled by Ant's horror collection. Oh, well, it's all good. Well, this is kind of like a mixture of stuff. Like this is like Xbox in the 360, and then these are all just movies. Like there's a horror section. Horror is most of these, I will say that, but I have them separated a little bit, and then my 4Ks are kind of all together, and I know that kind of makes people wince, and they're like, but I don't have enough. I mean, I have a lot of 4Ks, but I don't have enough to like separate them by genre yet, so they're kind of all on one shelf, which I know is sacrilege, but a lot of horror in there too. A lot of horror 4K, but also other stuff. I like other stuff too, but yeah, I will say I have added. It has, come together nicely over the years. The bootleg keys from R2 Etsy, but they look really cool. Hey, sometimes the stuff on Etsy is cool, and you don't got to get the keys from the collector's edition and stuff like that. I wish Capcom made more RE themed consoles. Says Glitch, Xbox or PS. It doesn't matter. It'd be cool. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, they're like replicas. Yeah, that's what Etsy has sometimes. People make them themselves. But that's cool, though. Like, sometimes for little props like that. Like, I was trying to think of one thing like that. Oh, yeah, the RE 1.5 case. Like people were making it on Etsy, selling it, with just the case, but it's still cool. Have you seen any RE board games that you would buy? Well, I have the RE2 board game. Yeah, the RE3 one I never got. Yeah, I never played. I played the deck building game, but the board games, that company screwed me over. Long story short, I backed the RE2 board game, and they never sent it to me. And I spent like almost $100. They never sent it to me. I couldn't get in contact with anybody, and they never sent it to me. And I have this over here because my brother gave this to me for Christmas. From Amazon, because of course Amazon shipped it right out, no problem. So that's the last time I'll ever support that company ever again. So I refuse to do that. Yeah, they never sent me jack shit, and all my stuff was correct. So yeah, whoever put that out, fuck you. You think Gondola will be in separate ways? We see it in the background in the base of RE4. As far as let's see, Gondola RE4. Let's see, Gondola. I'm trying to see what that is. Gondola. What is Gondola? I'm trying to look it up here. Are you looking forward to Silent Hill 2 at all? Says Mark. Yes. Silent Hill 2, I'm really excited for. I just played that on the stream, and it's just such a great survival horror game. Just so good. And the lift that leads to the big chief fight in the OG. Oh, the lift. The lift. Okay. That's a good question. Yeah, that wasn't in RE4 Remake, right? I don't know. Maybe, or maybe she'll just fucking zip line through that shit. I don't know. I always like shooting enemies off there, though, where they just go, they just fall over. Instead that when they jump on, they like try to chop down the fucking thing. I remember the first time I died by that, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, it leads to the sanctuary area where the ritual, where Ada wakes up. Yeah, I wonder if that's all going to be in there. Not going to lie, it does make me sad knowing after Separate Ways in VR, it's going to be over for RE4 in general. I don't know if we'll ever get anything like RE4 ever again after that, man. What a journey from the first teaser. I'll never forget it. Yeah, Glitch. I mean, I was just kind of talking about this earlier. Like, man, I've been covering RE4. Like, my first playthrough on this channel was Resident Evil 4 on GameCube back in 2010. Like, back when you had to break up your videos into 10-minute parts. 10, 15-minute parts. Because the bandwidth was limited. Now, you could do whatever. But it was a different time. And then with the remake being announced 2 years ago in June, this upcoming June. So it's been about a year and a half at this point, and that's crazy in and of itself. Because it was right before I left for the UK in 2022, and then yeah. So the end of RE4, the end of the road for RE4 will essentially be this DLC. So I mean, it's an awesome run, and I grew a lot and learned a lot just from working on stuff in this era, and obviously growing the channel as well in terms of subscribers and following and stuff like that. I'm still trying to grow. I've been really stuck. I can't even get to 22,000. I'm trying, but like I literally just keep losing subscribers, gaining subscribers, but not enough to like put me over. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But all I can do is keep my head down and keep working, Yeah, we're going to look forward to the next game, make new memories, have new eras on the channel. Every era when a game comes out is like a snapshot in time. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't think we're gonna get Assignment Ada again. Separate Ways kind of punches that out a bit. We don't really need that. I say this because I'm a huge RE4 guy. I don't know if I'll ever care about RE games again. Man, I love the blue nighttime forest aesthetic from the beginning of the teaser and the VR tease. Yeah, they really hit it out of the park. They really did. I really wish Meta at least updates OG RE4 VR to Quest 3 eventually. That's just being unrealistic since it's a game made from deals. It's likely to be touched ever again. That's true. I'm a loyal subscriber, so no worry here. Well, thank you, Danny. No, most of you guys are regulars, and always here. So maybe you could do more YouTube Shorts. I know not everyone likes it, but they get crazy views, and people can get a quick sample of you guys, and then come check out. Yeah, no, you're right. And I've tried to do a couple shorts, testing them out. So, yeah, it's kind of like it's just the game. It's the game of YouTube. It's just the way it is. I've been on here for 13 years, so I've seen every rendition of YouTube. Even before that, I've been on YouTube before 2010. My film channel I've had since 2007, so it's like, when you had to be a director account to get your videos over 10 minutes. Shout out to everybody who remembers that. But Assignment Ada being cut is not a big deal. I agree. It really isn't. It's not canon. You could beat it in like a half hour, and like Separate Ways is canon, so it just makes more sense to go with the flow there. I can go with the flow and follow Ada and her hook shot. But yeah, we still got about 60 people in here. So any other questions you guys have, I'll be on here for a little bit longer. Just, we're kind of caught up on the chat here, but yeah, I am super stoked for fall time now that, the weather is feeling a little crispier outside today. It was really nice today. Like, leave the windows open and just like, it's like fall. I unfortunately had to be in front of a screen most of today, but it's not a problem to have when this is what I do. So, I'm happy to do this for you guys and with you guys. I put out the 5 Essentials Resident Evil video right before I went live, so hopefully people are checking that out. Hopefully that's getting out there. Yeah, it looks like it is. I love this one comment I got right here. The aiming system in this game, this is on my 5 Essentials. Ready? This is what this guy said. The aiming system in this game is garbage, and the camera zoom is so close, very bad. All the RE remakes are not that great. I love that comment. That's a great comment. That's like the first comment I see when I look on this video. That took me all day to make, but that's like few and far between. But it's just what you get with the territory. And this guy is not like a subscriber. He's not like a regular. You know what I mean? So you could tell that he's just like being a dick. But yeah, that's just funny. It's just the way it is. It's the YouTube life. I hope future RE games interest me as well, but they probably won't like RE4. I'll probably be happy with the remake VR version comes out, and I'll watch your vids on future RE. Yeah, that's fair, man. Everyone has their favorite, and their favorite eras that they prefer and like. My 2 favorite franchises, RE and Spider-Man, have too big within a month of each other. I don't know if this will ever happen again. I'm happy nerd right now. Yeah, fall time's going to be great. I feel like Assignment Ada on OG RE4 would have worked better if they had leaderboards and a timer. Yeah, because it's kind of like a shorter thing. I remember John's cosplay on Ada when he played RE6. That was something. Yeah, RE6 is something, That was such a crazy undertaking because when you're trying to do that on a time limit and you're trying to get all those scenarios done, it just seems like it's never ending trying to play that shit in like not one go, but like from campaign to the next campaign to the next campaign to the next campaign. You're just like, oh my god, like you're just getting beat over the head with that. But 2 big releases. Yeah, that's what I figured you said. Yeah, big releases in October. You got Alan Wake 2. You got Spider-Man 2. Alone in the Dark's in January, but I can't remember the last time I saw a leaderboard that's not COD. Xbox 360 was the king of leaderboards. Yeah, I mean, it became really a big thing, competitive thing, especially during the peak of the Xbox Live era, which was a great, amazing era in gaming for sure. Um, and on the 360, no doubt. And and yeah, guys, like, uh, let's see. All right, sorry about that. Ada's brother Ada, never forget. 360 era Halo 3 best era. Halo 3 map is one of the Halo 3 MP, sorry, not map. Halo 3 multiplayer is one of the best gaming experience there was. I agree. And also Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, to name a few. Even Halo Reach. We'll throw Halo Reach in there. Yeah, man. Really good times. Just amazing memories. Going to midnight launches at the store back when he needed to go there. Um, yeah, little things like that are just like fill me with happiness and nostalgia. And that's why I still have my 360 collection. I'm really thankful that I've only ever traded like a handful of games in. Like I pretty much held on to everything because it all has some kind of like sentimental value, or it was gifted to me, or I bought it with my own hard-earned money. Working landscaping and stuff with my dad and all that stuff back then. That's how I would get money for games and stuff. Um, Birthday presents, Christmas gifts, um, just all that stuff. But yeah, such a great experience during that era, and I love the fact that I still have all my achievements and all my profiles, and like that's what I have now. The current Xbox. I love. Say what you want about Xbox, and they're not perfect. There is flaws. There's flaws with Sony. There's flaws with Microsoft. There's flaws with Nintendo. Perry calls them the Three Stooges, and it's true. Pick one, whoever is associated with who, but that's just the way it is. But Xbox, their ecosystem is super friendly. Everything that I bought can be played. The backwards compatibility is awesome. All these discs I can pop into my Xbox and still play. I don't got to rebuy them again. I like that. It's just it works. It's all in one spot. It's good. Um, Lines around the block for the consoles and new games. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, it's Stevie Max in here. I don't know. I don't think he is, but yeah, he might know the GameStop I'm talking about. That used to be the GameStop for midnight launches. Um, yeah, 360 was the first to introduce gamer score and achievements. You're right, man. Sony saw that and they were like, "All right, we got to have some kind of system here." And they came up with their trophy system, and unlike gamer score, which was a number, but they still tracked your progress and trophies and stuff. Great times, man. Really good times, and I still go for achievements nowadays. It's still kind of inside me, even though I don't have like that achievement hunter kind of like, I got to get out all the achievements. Like I don't have time like that anymore, but I still like to do it on here for you guys, or if it's like for a different game. Like I still like going for stuff, doing challenges. MCC on PC now with the mod support, RE4 maps and Halo 3 hit different. That's awesome. Yeah, that stuff. That's what I'm happy about nowadays compared to back then, where I feel like a lot of stuff now, because it's also on PC, and gives people the option to play them on both. You get the crossplay feature, which is awesome. Which we probably um, you know again, better late than never. We have it now on most games, but yeah, GameStop midnight launches, man, all the time for RE, for Gears of War, for Halo. Like my dad or my brother used to take me, there too, even when it was times before I could drive. Just good times. Definitely miss them. And yeah, guys, I mean, it's gonna be a crazy fall time. I'm gonna try to stay as productive as possible. Obviously, I'm gonna just do my best to work the rest of the September on this content for you guys. You know, probably get another podcast episode out for you guys as well. And which I could also just upload this too, because I kind of just talked about everything in this. But yeah, so gameplay video Monday. Separate Ways comes out Thursday. I might be able to stream it Wednesday, and then I will also be streaming Separate Ways OG probably on professional mode next week. So a couple things for you guys to look forward to. Look up Echoes of the Living Dead. I haven't seen that yet, no. I was upset GameStop didn't have an RE4 midnight launch. Had to buy the online version. It was mad because I prefer physical for RE games. Yeah, they don't. Sometimes they don't even do the 9 o'clock releases anymore. They're kind of annoying with that, GameStop. I don't know. Maybe they'll be finishing chapters. Maybe it'll be like, maybe there'll be a little bit more achievements added. We know they're going to be added, but we'll see like what they are. Maybe if there is modes for Separate Ways, they can beat it on this mode, get this rank, things like that they can have. But yeah, so as far as next week, I won't be live tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going to be off. And I'm going to come back Monday, hit it hard with some content. We got the gameplay to look at. Like I said, Separate Ways stream, all that good stuff. And then a couple other videos that I've been working on that obviously I'm just going to wait to release now because, there's this stuff coming out. But stuff that's in its script form finish, not edited finish, but I just have to do the narration. So I want to work on something like that, but I'll probably wait until after this kind of passes here. I'm happy it isn't coming out in October, this DLC, because October is another busy month for myself, especially on the weekends of October. But then at the very end of October, from the 20th to the 28th, 29th, whatever it is, I will be away filming The Keeper's Diary in Michigan. So me and Callie will be going there and driving there, actually. And yeah, so it's going to be a very amazing experience, and it's going to be a very busy week. There won't be, if anything, I'll have something scheduled to come out for when I'm away. So there's something out, for content, but I can't live stream during that week because I'll just be busy filming. So yeah, I'm going to try to do my best with that and bring my A game. And yeah, we're going to be really busy, really in the trenches, and but it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a great learning experience for me, and it's going to be an awesome time to make something for you guys that you guys made happen. You guys funded it. So yeah, great time for everyone for sure. It was fun to check by the stream, man. Can't wait for Separate Ways, and it's shocked that it's coming soon. Yeah, man, good to see you, man. It's great chatting with you. I don't think GameStop in my area did a midnight launch for RE4. They were ridiculously short-staffed and not open, but it sucks. Yeah, they're not good to deal with, honestly. I remember the midnight release for RE6. I got in my games. When I walked in my car, the police were doing security and asked me what the big deal was about Resident Evil, and I ranted. Oh, man. What's the big deal about Resident Evil? It's like, it's Resident Evil, bitch. Yeah, I remember I went to that midnight launch. In fact, I think that's on this channel. I have a midnight launch RE6 video. If you go to the collection update playlist and you go all the way down to 2012, I have them all dated and stuff because I do that on purpose just so I have like a diary of everything. And yeah, I did the RE6 launch. There was like nobody. There's like, for my GameStop, there was like 7 people, and 3 of them were there for NBA and the other were there for RE6. So it was very lackluster. Where RE5 had like a line, but good times, always good to think about those times. But yeah, guys, so thank you for hanging out today on the stream. And thank you guys for the support, obviously, on all the RE4 videos and just the content in general. Still got 55 people in here, so smash that like button if you haven't. We have 91 likes, so maybe we can get to 100 by the time I end the stream. Hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you're new. LTRE is on Facebook, Discord, Instagram, Twitter. The spring store is down below for the merch as well. And yeah, guys, so stay tuned. Have a good weekend. Check out the content. I put out my 5 Essentials videos. My 5 Essentials for Separate Ways video is out, so check that out. And Liquor Sandwich saved up his lunch money for the first in line for RE6 midnight launch. Skip school the next day. Yeah, I did the same thing. I always skipped school when RE came out. And my dad would just let me. He didn't care, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, so Talked about the merch, talked about everything. I think that's it. Guys. That's it for me until Monday. So I will see you guys here on Monday, breaking down, talking about the gameplay video for Separate Ways that Capcom is apparently putting out. I think they're putting it out on YouTube. I don't know. I didn't say it was a live stream, so maybe it's just a video they'll put out. But yeah, gameplay trailer will probably be out by then, and we'll have more content for you next week. Separate Ways stream for the OG RE4, and of course, maybe some early access on Wednesday for the new Separate Ways. Fingers crossed. Hopefully Capcom comes through for a Capcom creator such as myself. And it was great chatting with all of you. Have a good weekend. Thanks for all the love and support, and I will